Have you ever wondered why a woman chooses to give the deepest parts of herself, not just her body, but her trust, her heart, her soul? It's easy to think it's about attraction, about youth, about chemistry. But there's something far more mysterious happening, something most men never notice. And here's the truth few dare to say aloud. When a woman offers you the kind of closeness that takes your breath away, she's not just chasing pleasure. She's revealing how safe she feels with you, how seen, how desired, how deeply connected her heart is to yours. Now, this might sound simple, even obvious. But what if I told you most men completely misunderstand this? What if I told you that what awakens her desire has little to do with your body and everything to do with your presence? A 92-year-old woman once whispered to me, "A woman doesn't open her body unless she feels her soul is held." And that one sentence changed how I understand love forever. If you're here for tactics, tricks, or quick fixes, this isn't that. But if you want to know the real secret to lasting desire, if you want her to not only love you, but crave being near you, then stay with me. Because by the end of this story, you won't just understand her better. You'll begin to see why the strongest intimacy has nothing to do with what you do in bed, and everything to do with how you make her feel outside of it. Ready? You see, most men think intimacy begins in the bedroom. But for a woman, it begins long before the lights go out. It begins in how you look at her, in how you listen or don't, in the tone of your voice when she's tired or overwhelmed, in the way you respond when she shares something small but important. Because for her, intimacy isn't a switch, it's a signal. And that signal comes from how emotionally safe she feels next to you. Let me explain. When a woman offers deep intimacy, especially something as personal, vulnerable, and sacred as oral sex, it's not just about arousal. It's about trust. It's about surrender. It's about knowing this man sees me, values me, and protects me. But here's where it gets quietly tragic. Many men don't even realize that. They've stopped making their partner feel emotionally chosen. Not on purpose, not with bad intentions, but in the chaos of bills, kids, careers, and routines, they forget that love isn't a contract. It's a conversation, a daily one. And without knowing it, they start doing the one thing that shuts a woman down emotionally and eventually physically. They stop making her feel special. Suddenly, she starts pulling away, not because she's less attracted to you, but because she feels unseen, unheard, unfelt. You can't force closeness in the bedroom if she doesn't feel closeness in the living room. You can't demand fire if you haven't tended the warmth of connection. And the mistake isn't always what you do, it's what you no longer do. The gentle compliments, the curious questions, the hand on her back for no reason at all. These aren't just sweet gestures. They're signals that whisper, "You matter to me, still." You want to know why she used to be more affectionate, more playful, more intimate? It wasn't because she was younger. It was because she felt more emotionally pursued. And here's the secret most men miss. When she feels emotionally safe, she doesn't have to give herself to you. She wants to. That difference, that's everything. And maybe, just maybe, as you're hearing this now, something's clicking. You thinking back to those little moments. The days she smiled more. The way her eyes lit up when you walked through the door. The softness in her voice when she reached for your hand without thinking. Where did that go? And you didn't mean to lose it. No man ever does. But life got noisy. You got busy. And slowly, quietly, without either of you realizing it, the distance grew. Maybe you thought she just changed. Maybe you assumed it was hormones or stress or just how women are. Maybe you even started to believe she didn't love you the way she used to. But deep down, something told you this isn't about lust. This is about something deeper, something unspoken. And today, you're finally beginning to see it. You're not a bad man. You've worked hard, you've tried, you've provided, you've stayed, but now you're realizing it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. Not just fixing the faucet, but fixing your focus. Because maybe no one ever told you this. A woman never stops wanting to feel chosen, even after the wedding, even after the kids, even after the wrinkles and the weight and the weariness of the years. She still wants to feel like the girl you once chased. Not because she doubts your love, but because she doubts if you still see her. And maybe you're starting to wonder what would happen if you made her feel that again. Here's what most men never realize. Intimacy isn't something you earn through effort. It's something she offers when she feels emotionally safe. You can give her the world, build the house, pay the bills, stay loyal through every storm. But if she feels emotionally invisible, she'll pull away without even knowing why. And here's the hardest part to accept. It's not the big things that break the connection. It's the small ones. It's when you stopped looking her in the eyes when she spoke. It's when your compliments turned into routine. It's when your touch started feeling like a transaction. No man sets out to neglect his woman, but many do it anyway, simply because they've never been told that a woman's body only opens when her heart feels seen. Let that land. Her desire isn't random. It's not hormonal. It's emotional. And most of it happens in silence. When she's washing dishes and you walk past without a word. When she shares a worry and you shut it down with a solution. When she reaches for you in bed and you miss the fact that it wasn't about sex. She just wanted to feel close again. We often mistake physical withdrawal as rejection, but it's actually her heart whispering, I don't feel safe, I don't feel cherished, I don't feel seen. And here's the part no one tells you. When you start showing up again, with words that go deeper than "you look nice," with touch that isn't chasing anything, with presence that doesn't try to fix but simply listens, her whole energy shifts. Not because you forced it, but because you finally understood. Her heart is the gateway, and when you tend to it, the door to everything else opens wide. So now the question is no longer, does she love me? Does she still feel loved by me? Because love that isn't felt might as well not exist. You can feel it in your heart all day long, but if she doesn't feel it in your presence, she'll begin to fade. Not because she stopped caring, but because her spirit got tired of waiting to be seen. This is your moment, man, right now, to stop living on autopilot, to stop assuming she knows how you feel, to stop blaming age, routine, hormones, when really it's emotional erosion, one silent day at a time. I'm not saying you failed. I'm saying maybe no one ever taught you how to win in this game, because no one told you that the smallest moments are the biggest tests. The way you touch her without wanting more. The way you remember something she said offhand 3 weeks ago. The way you protect her peace. Not with muscles, but with empathy. That's where the real strength lies. And maybe you've let things slip. Maybe the connection isn't what it once was. But if you're hearing this now, then you still have time. Time to step back into presence. Time to stop guessing and start learning. Time to love her in the way she actually receives love. not just the way you think giving it. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to come back to who she fell in love with. The man who noticed, the man who listened, the man who didn't need a reason to make her feel adored. And if you don't know where to begin, start by asking her this. Do you feel truly heard and seen in this relationship? Then stop, be still, and listen. And something shifts when you start showing up again. Not with grand speeches, not with extravagant gifts, but with presence. You refill her coffee without being asked. You pause the TV because she started talking. You reach for her hand, not because you want something, but because she's yours. And that matters to you. You start touching her again like you used to, not to get something, but to give her something. Assurance, affection, a moment of warmth. In a world that keeps getting colder, you look at her across the room and actually see her the way you did in the beginning, and the way that made her blush, made her feel chosen, made her feel safe. You use words that don't just land in her ears, but settle in her soul. You don't just say, "You look nice." You say, "The way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love, that's what I fell for." And she starts to soften, not because you pressured her, but because she finally feels held, not just in your arms, but in your attention. That's when the walls start to come down. That's when intimacy returns, not out of duty, but desire. Because the truth is, a woman doesn't close herself off overnight. She shuts down piece by piece each time she feels unseen. But she also opens back up the same way, one moment of care at a time. And this is where most men miss it. They wait for the big moment, the anniversary, the crisis, the breaking point. But what she's longing for is the little moment, the one that says, "I see you, I hear you, and I still choose you." And here's what it all comes down to. It's not about knowing the perfect thing to say. It's not about becoming someone else. It's not even about trying harder. It's about showing up with your full heart, your quiet strength, and your willingness to see her again, like you did when everything was new. Because no woman ever stops craving intimacy. She just stops craving disconnection. She stops responding when her soul goes unheard. She stops reaching when her touch meets emptiness. But when she feels seen again, heard again, chosen again, something beautiful wakes up inside her. She doesn't just love you. She longs for you, not out of duty, not out of guilt, but out of a renewed connection that feels effortless because it's real. And that's the truth few men ever learn. The secret to lifelong intimacy isn't youth or gifts or words. It's presence. It's the courage to listen without fixing, the strength to touch without asking for more, the wisdom to love her in her language, not yours. And the irony is, when you stop chasing performance and start building presence, the closeness, the passion, the spark you've been longing for, it finds you. Because she doesn't need you to be perfect. She needs you to be there, consistently, genuinely, quietly powerful in the way only a real man can be. So start now, not tomorrow, not after another argument. No, say the thing. Do this small act. Make her feel safe again. Because when she does, she'll give you everything you've been hoping for and more. So if something in your heart stirred today, don't let it fade. Don't just nod and move on. Take one small action. Send her a message. Look her in the eyes tonight. Hold her hand without needing more. Say the words she's been aching to hear. Because sometimes it's not a grand change that brings love back. It's a small shift, a soft moment, a choice to see her again, not as who she's become under the weight of disconnection, but as who she truly is underneath it all. And if you're ready to bring that version of her back to life, she'll bring back the version of you might have forgotten too. If this message touched something in you, leave a comment below. One thing I'll do today to make her feel seen is, let's create a space where men lead with presence, not pressure, with courage, not control, with love, not assumption. And if you want more content like this, you already know what to do. Subscribe, like, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because the truth is, when you make a woman feel emotionally safe, you don't just deepen intimacy, you awaken devotion. And that, my friend, is a connection worth fighting for.